Welcome to another day, another code. Today, we will talk about strings, manipulation of strings and print function. World's complete and shortest program is the printing, Hello World. Learning any programming language starts with the example of Hello World. Cody, can you show us some samples?
Sure, Adam. On the screen you can see examples from different programming languages. Every language has its own style of code to print Hello World.
Thank you, Cody. Now, let's go ahead and tell the computer to write our first line of code using Python. I'm doing that by creating print function, which is just the word print, all, in lowercase, and then followed by a set of parentheses. Now, inside these parentheses, I'm going to give a string to print, and hopefully it's going to output that inside our terminal. Also, we can call it console. I'm going to start off by writing the start double quote, hello world, and double quote inside the parentheses. Once you're ready, then go ahead and run the command from the terminal. You should see the computer follow your command, namely printing the string that you told it to print, in this case, hello world. When you run your code, you see the output you wanted, and there is no error report. This means the code is working. You have the keyword print, followed by a set of parentheses, and then inside the parentheses you tell it what you want it to print. Once you've inserted that, then when this line of code gets executed by the computer, it'll know to simply print to output the thing that you've placed in between the parentheses.
Adam, I notice here that it's not just the words Hello World inside parentheses, but there are some double quotes around the words too.
The reason why I've done this is so that I can tell the computer that this bit here in between the double quotes is not a code. It's not like print where it's supposed to do something. This is just some text that I've made up that I want it to print out. And these pieces of text in programming language is known as strings. It's a string of characters, and what the double quotes do is, they basically show the beginning and the end of that string of characters. We all make lots of errors, like forgetting to add the double quotes at the end of the string, or forgetting to add a closing parentheses. These things are just common errors because we are humans. For example, if we miss out the closing double quote, well, now you can see that there are some changes that have happened to our code already. Namely that, the last parentheses, instead of being same colored as opening parentheses, it's now identical as the string. So that means you have to be really careful when you're typing. This is a subtle hint to us. You should get really attuned to these subtle hints, because they are the clues that will tell you what might have gone wrong in your code. If I run this code as it is right now, it's going to break. It's going to give me a syntax error, and it says something that seems like it's completely non-English. So how can we figure out what this means? I want you to know is that all programmers make mistakes. But the thing that makes us a great programmer is the ability at figuring out what the problem is and how to fix it. So you can imagine that coding is just a whole bunch of problems that you have to solve. So if we take a look back at our code, the code that generated this error looks like this. Indeed, we are missing a double quote at the end of our string. You should become more and more attuned to the color of your code, because one of the most helpful things that VS Code do for us is something called syntax highlighting with the help of extension. Our last video was about install VS Code and setting few extensions in it, and the syntax is being highlighted because of these extensions. For example, when I was missing that double quote, it highlighted this entire thing with the red colored wavy underline. So now, it's your turn to try it out in a code challenge. I'll see you on the next lesson.